stream will be live here in about 2 seconds.
All right.
Do we know if we're missing anybody tonight?
No one has called with me. I think Mike is the only one that's not coming or hasn't come yet. Where's Cherry? Oh, there you are on the corner. All right. Hollywood Squares, right?
Hey, I never thought about that.
We can make it into that if you want to.
I know.
It's more like the Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch, that's what I was thinking.
Good night, John. We'll wait for Mike. We got a spot for Mike, a couple of spots.
Well, somebody's going to have to assign us aliases if we're going to be Hollywood Squares.
That'll be fun. Well, I haven't heard anything from Mike, but I've got 5:31. How's everyone doing? We'll go ahead and get started, I'm sure.
Hold on, Cliff. I don't see a stream up yet.
You don't see it up yet?
Not on my YouTube.
Tom, go.
You'll see it shortly.
There it is.
It's showing live right now, but there's a bit of a lag, so
Okay.
it may be a few minutes before it actually starts play on your end.
Okay, you can let us know that, or we'll see it somewhere.
It's live here at my place right
Okay.
now.
You all want to get started? Yep. There it is. Yes, sir. Can I help you? Oh, that's Mike. Mike, how you doing? I think we have everyone here now. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Mr. Mayor, you're up.
All this pressure. Happy Monday, guys. Really watching orders today. Things that we're working on here, got with the Coshocton Foundation, and we're doing banners for all 3 county schools on the court square. Bob Pell with the Coshocton Foundation has got us funding. I don't know if the wonder or they will not remain. I want to thank Bob Pell at the Coshocton Foundation. These banners will be 6 foot by 20 foot with every senior's pictures on them, located on the court square lawn. Got with the county commissioners and they're on board with it. And it makes me feel old, but 25 years ago in May, I graduated from Coshocton High School, and I can only imagine not getting to walk across the stage and not be recognized. Hopefully we can come together as a community and decide how graduation is going to go. I'd like to see something creative happen for these kids who have worked, these years to have this. So wanted to thank the Coshocton Foundation, the donor who's care of the 6 foot by 20 foot banners to congratulate all 3 of our schools within our county, because I really look at this as not only as a city, but the county as a whole, as a community, and really look forward to honoring our graduates. Have still a couple meetings left I want to get some not ATV, but side-by-side golf cart. I think it's slow moving vehicle legislation on at some point. Have a meeting with the sheriff tomorrow as specifics of what we're going to do. Want to let residents know potholes. I get a lot of pothole calls, and I have a direct number that they can call if they need a pothole fix, 622-2686. So if you have anyone within your ward that has a street issue, has a pothole issue, that's to 2686. Also, cityofcoshocton.com has a drop-down menu for every department head, and Kevin Shire is in charge of Public Works. You can go on cityofcoshocton.com on contacts and take emailing them, and they will get out. I know the makers of Blacktop, they fired their equipment up and yeah. But once again, just like in property code violation, if you see something, say something, use the proper channels, be in contact with us, and we'll get the residents' problems taken care of. And if you guys have any issues within your wards, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll help you out with that. And paving will commence in the fall at some time, and just want everyone to be patient. We have no idea funding wise what's going to happen now. We don't have those figures, so just want everyone to take care, stay safe, and we are looking with the governor's guidance today. We're looking at getting things reopened. I think that COVID-19 didn't hit us big, but I don't think that means that COVID-19 can't hit us big in the future. So really be vigilant. We have a committee set up through EMA. Jeff Porter is our representation. We have the Port Authority, the Chamber, the health departments, and we're going to start reopening and make sure people stay safe and do it slowly and wisely. And the best thing, through all these circumstances are to use common sense and, help out your neighbors, check on each other, social distancing, mask, and we'll definitely get through this. And I'm proud as a community, not only the city, but the county, how we've mitigated the risk by doing things we need to do and listening. So really proud of where we're at, but we need to continue that through the next couple months with the guidelines that are set forth. And as a community, we are prepared to start reopening things and get back to our new normal. And I'm not shaving my beard until we're through this all the way, so I might look like a band member from ZZ Top by the time this is all over with. So just want to thank everyone for the hard work that they've been putting in, and being essential has been important, and ready to get people back to work slowly and safely. That's all I have for you, Cliff.
All right. Anybody have any questions for the mayor?
Cliff, it's
Yeah.
Roger. I received a couple calls right after the day after the Annan closing. I didn't know anything about it, and so I told them I would ask, what was the city's role in the closing of Annan, if at all, Mark?
The city's role, really, the all the guidance comes from the health commissioner. I think we took input from employees. We took input. I mean, we fielded calls here at City Hall. The health department fielded calls. The Port Authority fielded calls. I think the input was that they were not essential, and the health commissioner made the correct decision and deemed them not. She deemed them on Monday. She said it was that she considered them that they could go back to work. And then after input from the community, input from employees, and just input from health board members, it was deemed that they were non-essential. Since they were not working, she saw no need for them to be put back in harm's way. And the decision was made by the health commissioner, who is the ultimate authority in determining opening or essential and non-essential. And it was determined that they were not opening.
All right, I think one of the reasons that the couple people called me was because of Jeff's presence at the closing. So they assumed, I guess, that was the city that was closing down the plant. So I just think we need to be careful in the perception that we send out in that situation. I'm not arguing whether it was essential or not. I'm just saying that was the perception these two people had when they called and asked. And I didn't know what to tell them because I was unaware that it was even closed. So I don't know if that's a situation where maybe you could shoot us all an email stating that this is coming down. If you get any calls, this is why, so that we do have answers when we get that phone call.
Yeah, and once again, I don't think Jeff was there to assist the health department, and the way the whole thing works. I don't know. I think there's been a lot of confusion around it. The way it works is the health commissioner. Ultimately, the ODH is the governing board, and then our local health commissioner and our local health department are ultimately in charge of deeming essential, non-essential. If we have businesses, the health department will be in compliance. The business will be through the health department, and the health department through the county sheriff. And honestly, Jeff went acting. Instead of taking a deputy off the street, Jeff went down as a liaison between not only the city but the sheriff's department to assist with that issue. It wasn't he was there for force or anything like that. He basically, the health department, the sheriff's department work hand in hand with those matters, and I think it was handled appropriately. They were issued the night before. Dr. Redmond contacted their HR. She contacted the leadership at Annan, and for some reason, they opened the next day with notice that they weren't to open, and they opened and they were compliant. And, to me, I think it was handled properly. And I think that ultimately through the time, keeping people safe is the biggest job that we have to do. That it was handled the way it needed to be handled.
All right, as I said, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just telling you what the questions I had and what the perception was. And I guess the next time I would request that we be informed so that we do have informed answers to give the voters when they do call us.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe other council people did know about it, but I didn't until the person called me and I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So I guess just keep us informed if you can.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor, do we know how many employees were affected by that? It was a layoff?
They were deemed, or they closed the plant, affected by it. There's seasonal, there's adjusted numbers. I'm going to say probably at this moment, there were up to 100 affected. I know when they're seasonal, they go to 250 to 300 employees total. I think at this stage in the game where they're at in production, I think it was 100. I think there's 2 shifts. So a lot was taken in consideration for the decision being made. And, as far as the unemployment goes, I think they're all covered under unemployment insurance.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Thank you. Max?
Hope everybody's doing all right. Friday, we had our first live Facebook feed for what we call our housekeeping bids, which is basically the chemicals we use at the water treatment plant along with the vehicle fuel for the city. Just reviewing the bids, Cherry put together the whole final tab result. Several of our bids went up from last year. Alum was up, chlorine was up, fluoride was up, lime stayed the same. Cherry's favorite word, sodium hexametaphosphate, was actually down. And for some reason, our vehicle fuel went up by $0.01 a gallon. So we went from 5 cents over rack rate to 6 cents over rack rate. So with fuel being down, I kind of was hoping it would go down as well, but it didn't. So, and we had a number of bids. So I don't know if anybody got to witness that or not. It was Sherry and myself, and we social distanced, and it seemed to go all right. We had a lot of views on Facebook, so it seemed to me that'd be a boring thing to sit and watch, but hopefully it went all right. So I don't know if Bob got a chance to see it to make sure we met all of our what we needed to do or not. But so continue.
Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt. Of those chemicals that the price went up, significant increases, or what's enough to break even in the long run?
Chlorine went up $2 per hundredweight, so I guess it'd be about a 10% increase. Fluoride come in. Actually, we had the same company got it last year. We paid $1.73 delivered for a 4,000 pound delivery. That'd be price per pound. This year, that same company was $2.03, and they were the only ones that bid, actually. Of course, lime is one of our biggest chemicals. It stayed the same, which was good. Not significant, but we did see an increase on most of it. We're continuing storm sewer repairs. I don't know if anybody's seen the one, I don't know if a semi ran over it right at the BP station. It's stuck in Chestnut. I guess it'd be on the southeast corner. It's collapsed. That's going to be kind of a little bit of a major job to get in there and repair that. And then we have two have to get over by Jillian's yet. That was not part of the state project. So we're working on those. Done a lot of work. We actually found a old cement trough down behind the warehouse restaurant that had probably 2 feet of dirt on it. Who knows when it was installed, but it should help drain the backside of Roscoe by the new highway a lot better after cleaning that out. Continuing with patching holes. They actually ran some hot mix today, so we was able to get in some alleys with that. We got a water leak. I don't know if you all remember when Dave had to have a new line bored under the new highway as part of the bridge project. We've actually got a leak coming up on the westbound side of 16. So we think it's leaking in the parking lot of COTC and going down the line to the lowest spot and then coming up through the ground. So the guy will be here tomorrow that was responsible for that work, and we'll be continuing to investigate that. And then we're continuing with correspondence on the West Lafayette water line with all the principals involved. So working through that so we can get a shovel in the ground hopefully next month, or June, I guess I should say. And that's it. If anybody has any questions.
Anything for Max? Thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Sherry?
Hello.
Hello.
I really don't have anything other than, we're probably going to see a little bit more of a hit on our income tax with the letter that Max received, I received. The Coshocton Regional Medical Hospital did a furlough on Friday. So I'm not sure, how that's going to, as Jackie said, that's going to hurt. To what extent right now, I can't give you that information. We don't have it yet. But that will, so, and obviously that's going to be some revenue that we're going to lose that, there's no making that revenue up. So I know obviously the reports, the month end here on the 30th, we'll have your month end reports for you, and you're going to see that it's down. But I'm hoping a big part of that's just going to be with extending the filing deadline to July 15th. The others, it's going to take a while for it to shake out and to see exactly, like the small offices that have been closed and with the employees laid off and so forth. But we'll just keep hanging tight with our emergency spending and do what we're doing, and we'll get through it. Other than that, I don't have anything else for you this evening.
Anything for Sherry?
Sherry, Roger
Yes.
again.
Hi, Roger.
I know there's a third reading for appropriations tonight on the agenda. Is that something we should look at maybe tabling since it's not an emergency spending item?
That's 100% up to council. I mean, you're very true. It's not an emergency. I believe that's for the just donating. It's for donating money to the art park. So that's council's choice. Yeah, you can always do that if you wish to table it until we see how our revenue is going to shake out, and then bring it back off the table and finish the third reading with it, I think is how it would happen. But yeah, you absolutely could do that. And, if you're sticking with the emergency spending, is that truly an emergency right now for us?
What's
I'll let
everyone
you
else
guys-
think about that?
Did we already give money to the community?
Yes, we did that, I believe, back in February. January, February. Well, yes, I'm pretty sure. Well, let me look and see. I'm pretty sure. I know we did, help me, the town center. We did for those because you guys actually had specific appropriations and for them. I'm bringing it up on my computer. I'm sorry. I should know off the top of my head, but too many things to remember. I'll tell you here real quick.
Sherry, is that part of their operating cost? But they were asking for us to give, what was 7,500 or something?
7,500, Ann comes and talks to you guys. So that's up to you guys to determine what, what she uses that money for. Yes, we did pay the community van on March 5th. So that was before, any of this took place. So, but it was just the timing of when they got their request in. 2,500.
I feel like Ann was telling us that I know a lot of the money goes to pay her that we were donating, but I feel like it was also for larger events downtown and on the court square and things like that, which I don't know that those are even going to be able to happen this year. So I might be inclined to say to let her come and speak again and tell us what her plan is at some point for the changes she's making and what she needs before we just give $7,500.
No, I agree too, because I think that, everything has changed now, and maybe we just say, hey, come talk to us in the fall when everything settles down and see where we're at.
I wouldn't mind getting her input sooner than fall, just so we know.
Jackie, you're chair of the finance. You want to pull that off tonight, the agenda?
So do we just want to table it and
Most-
invite back then in the summer or a month?
I think
Month.
so.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Right, okay, that's one motion that we table that until further notification.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Sherry? Or Sherry?
No, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Okay, Bob, do you have anything for us?
I have no update on Gilbert. His appeal time is still running. And I can't move forward to evict him from the properties because of the governor's orders. So until I'm able to do an eviction, we can't tear down the properties. So we're at a standstill right now.
Yes,
And whether or not we have the money to tear those down right now, that's something we'll discuss when when we're able, but right now we can't anyway, so.
Okay. Anything for Bob? Thank you, Bob. Cherry, do you have anything for us?
No, sir.
All right. Finance Committee, anything for us?
I do not.
The Ordinance Committee?
Nothing.
Oh, I do have one question. I don't know if it falls under ordinance or not, but did
All
we appoint anyone to the commission for the historic preservation yet? Are we moving forward with that group of people?
That comes through the mayor's office, I believe, doesn't it? That
Yeah,
appointment?
actually, I made the appointments, May 1st, 2020, is when they commence. Liz Argyle has a 2-year term. Amy Hassman has a 3-year term. Jason Thompson has a 2-year term. Tom Barcroft has a 3-year term, and Max McKenna has a 1-year term on that board.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Ordinance? Infrastructure,
No, sir.
grants and economic development,
Nothing.
nothing there. Housing and property maintenance, anything?
No.
Safety services? Well, that sounds like church, kind of quiet out
Amen.
there. Parks and Recreation,
Nothing.
Insurance Committee? Rules Committee?
No.
Does anybody have anything further they'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I do have a question. Have we been getting any calls about the new recycle? Like, how is that going? I've kind of seen some posts on Facebook about people not being happy about it. So I just want to know, has there been any feedback on your end from the public?
Who's that question for, the mayor?
Mayor or Max?
Okay.
I'm with you. I've saw comments on Facebook. Once again, we have the everything set up. We have a dedicated email to Kimball. We posted letters from Kimball, communications from Kimball. Everyone who receives a utility bill received a schedule, received all the communication from the Kimball company. And with like everything else that's going on, I notice in my neighborhood, people been out buying and stacking and cleaning, and we've clearly communicated to the public, like, please don't overload them, because the last thing they really want to do is get out and touch everyone's trash. I mean, they're people too, and they have a job to do. And I feel I don't want to speak for Max, but I don't think I've saw any complaints, and Max hasn't either, because if he would have saw them, I would have saw them. I've saw complaints that there's been no communication. There's, a lot of times I like to think that like we've done our due diligence and our job on communicating this service, and everyone's utility bill, there was a printout with a schedule of what was going to happen during this transition. And for some reason, I thought that it was communicated clearly enough. If people have a problem, please call Kimball, please email Kimball, please take care of the problem. We're paying for this, the customer's paying for this. If they're not happy, communicate it. If we're not happy, I definitely have been in communication with Kimball, and we will take care of this, because I've personally called Kimball just to see how their service ran, and I've addressed the situations within that call, and I want our customers, I want our community to be happy with the service that they're getting. And everything, as far as I believe, has been clearly communicated to the public.
Okay,
Mark, would you mind bringing that up again in our 7 o'clock meeting? Some people may
Yeah,
tune into that. Don't tune into this.
Yeah, Cherry, is it Kimball? What's the dedicated email for Coshocton? Kimball at Coshocton, Kimball Companies. I'll look up. I will give the dedicated email for Coshocton for Kimball, and I will give the phone number. And if people are not happy and they can't call Kimball and get something done, I will personally field trash calls until people are completely satisfied.
okay.
Can I add one quick thing?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Kimball started back this week picking up extra trash. They had said that they would only pick up containers because they did not physically want to touch anything. But I put it on our Facebook Friday afternoon. They sent an email saying they could go back picking up extra trash.
Okay.
Good to know.
Well, it's good to have Chad back. I hope you're feeling better, Chad.
I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking.
And there's no further business.
Cliff.
We'll go ahead. Someone has something further?
This, Roger, just an idea. Do you think we should maybe start committee meetings at 6 instead of 5:30, since we seem to have a lot of time between meetings?
Well, what say you, council?
I'd be fine with it for one.
I'm okay with that.
I'm all right with it.
Is this
I'm
gonna,
okay with it.
Too.
will it be a permanent move or just while we're teleconferencing?
I'd say-
think that'd be appropriate, yeah. While we're going through this phase. Everybody in agreement to that? Starting
Yeah.
the next full council, we'll do it then.
Okay,
Sherry, you'll get a notice out to the paper and all of us to remind me, please, because sometimes I forget. And we appreciate that. If there's no further business, thank you all for coming, and we'll see you at 7.
thank you.
All righty. See you.